left one person she could call, and, as luck would have it, he was the last person she wanted to call. If I call Nolan, he's going to get all hopeful, and I can't do that to him, she said, reasoning with herself and the cold air. It had been enough that recently she'd danced with him at the Grange and then let him drive her home. That was more than she'd done with any man in all the years since Caleb died. But Nolan wasn't just any man. He'd been less than circumspect about his feelings for her, never missing a chance to inquire about her to one of her family members, all of whom loved relaying Nolan's thoughtful sentiments to her at every possible opportunity. "You're being foolish. You can either call Nolan and continue with your plans or miss the day with the girls. Those are your choices." The one thing she didn't feel foolish about, after living alone for close to 7 years, was talking to herself. If anyone knew how often she had full conversations with herself, they'd probably have her committed. She reached for the cell phone she kept in the car for emergencies and made the call, holding her breath while she waited for him to answer the phone at the station he ran in town. "Nolan's." At the sound of his deep voice, a flutter of nerves filled her belly. "Hello?" "Oh, sorry. Hey, Nolan, it's Hannah." "Hannah?" With the single word came hope, surprise, and hesitation. That he managed to convey so much by only saying her name was one of the many reasons she'd kept her distance from him. His feelings for her were a badly kept secret, and being around him made her nervous. She'd known him all her life, so the nerves were stupid, really, but she had them every time she laid eyes on the man. "What's going on?" "Well, my car won't start, and I've got somewhere to be for once." "What's it doing?" "Clicking." "Sounds like the battery. I'll be right there." "Oh, do you have time?" "Of course I do," he said, as if it was the stupidest question he'd ever heard. "That's my job. I'll be there in a few." "Thanks, Nolan." She put the phone in her purse and waited, feeling anxious and unsettled. He had that effect on her, and he wasn't even here yet. In the last 6 weeks, she'd tried not to think about the night she'd danced with him and then let him drive her home. She tried not to think about how she'd let him kiss her goodnight, or how much she'd really, really liked kissing him. Her fingers found their way to her lips as she relived the moment on her front porch. He'd insisted on walking her to the door. "I had a good time tonight," he'd said. "Thanks for dancing with me." It was a terrible chore. She hoped her wittiness hid the nerves that were rampaging through her. "I'm sure it was," he said, with a good-natured laugh. "I'm known for my 2 left feet." "You're a smooth dancer." "Am I?" he asked, sounding surprised. "Very." "Huh. I always thought I kinda sucked at it." "You don't." The words had hung in the air between them, which had gone heavy with expectation. "Hannah." His fingers on her face were soft, despite the hard work he did with his hands every day. She'd been rendered breathless and speechless by the yearning she'd seen on his handsome face, which had been illuminated by the porch light. And then his lips were on hers, gentle and undemanding, but no less earth-shattering than a much more passionate kiss would have been. Hannah had ruined it by pulling back from him when she didn't even want to. Why she'd done that was a question she still couldn't answer 6 weeks later. He'd called her the next day, but coward that she was, she'd let the call go to voicemail and hadn't seen or spoken to him again, until today. Although she'd listened to his sweet message over and over again until she knew the words by heart. "Oh, hey, Hannah, it's me, Nolan. I wanted to say I had a nice time last night. There's a new Mexican place in Stowe that I've been wanting to check out. I remember you love Mexican food, so if you'd like to go sometime, you have my number. Call me, okay?" She hadn't returned the call or told anyone about the kiss, not her mother, her sisters, or especially her nosy brothers and father, who would have made way too much out of what had been a rather simple kiss. Except it hadn't.